Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be returning the transmission to pick and pull that I pulled out of a truck in the last video. Unfortunately, with further research, this transmission will not work for my van. It's been over a month and a half of me searching for a transmission to replace the one that's currently in my van. I've done what I can to try and diagnose its problems, but unfortunately, I haven't come to a solution. So my only solution is to replace it with another used one. So now we continue to try used transmission after used transmission until we can find a good one. But regardless on how many times I have to do this dance, we will get this van moving forward once again and continue with building the best hot rod van anyone's ever seen. One thing I do want to note is that I've been building this van while living in it, and that means with the transmission being down, unfortunately I haven't been able to move very much at all. So I'm hoping that in returning this transmission, eventually we can find a good one and move on with building out the inside of this van. I am very grateful that I have such great friends in my life in order to help me along this journey. Without them by my side, I would truly be in a far worse position. So I want to thank the Vanlife community from the bottom of my heart for all of the help that each one of you have provided. I'm glad I didn't clean it all up though. Fun fact, I used to live in a car just like that back in Newfoundland. Alright, I had time to get a dolly and return the transmission. That won't work for us. I'm gonna ask to see if they have one that might have come in. If not, I may have a connection in Edmonton's pick and pull that might work for it. So we'll try. Okay, all I need you to do is hold that side of the car. That side of the car, so that it doesn't happen again like last time.
You want me closer?
Should be fine.
Yeah.
I need room to swing.
Hercules! Hercules!
So strong. You got me, Bruce Almighty. You take. No. And we're good. Okay, you guys. I'm in here and pick and pull again. She mentioned there might be a few newer ones in the yard, but this list shows that they're not the right year and they're also four-wheel drive FDR. I'm gonna take another quick look, and if we can't get anything, we're just gonna jump right out and see if we can hear something from the other yard or possibly Edmonton. I'll keep you guys in tune. Look at this beauty. This is back when they built vans tough. Check this. Yeah, that's how you know she's sturdy. Look at that. What a beauty. Hate to see her go. Check this, even as old as these doors are, close perfect. Shoot, someone ripped the passenger door off. Look at that beautiful roof on it. So cool. Need to get one of those for my van. Do a swap. Beauty. Look at that. So this one's probably got a turbo 400 transmission. More than likely. Turbo 400 or turbo 350. And those are the good ones, everybody. Here I got that. Believe me, I've even thought about cross-referencing the 98 Blazers. Most of them are four-wheel. A few people have suggested to go for a Trailblazer, but unfortunately a lot of those are four-wheel drive. And also, the Trailblazer is a newer version of the Chevy Blazer, so that won't work. The newest transmission that will work for me is the 98. I need a 96 to 98 specific, so it's very unfortunate. But we'll continue to keep looking and we'll find one. This is a good example right here. This is a 99. This is 1 year ahead of the transmission that I currently got. The one I got and just returned was a 95. That was 1 year lower than I was allowed. This is 1 year above what I'm allowed, and this is the difference. This is a two-wheel drive 99 Astrovan, and if you come underneath, the transmission is a 4L60E. But if you look right here, it's a two-piece case, they call it. And with that being said, it won't work for mine, unfortunately. Even the speedometer camera looks to be on the right side that I need. Everything looks right. The pan is the same thing, except that one-piece cover, or the two-piece cover, sorry, that you see right here. And if I can get you a better angle, that's where I guess you can change different style engines to bolt up to this transmission, but unfortunately it won't work for mine. So we continue to keep looking. It's very close, but no cigar. This would be super cool to live in, you guys. Super cool. Come around the back, it even has a garage door. Look at that. guys, we're back again from Pick and Pull, and through talking with my Patreon members on the live chat, it seems that thanks to Randy, a newer style transmission might work, even though it's a two-piece, the same exact one that I had actually mentioned about in that Astrovan. I'll put a little clip up right here for a reminder. But it turns out that transmission may actually work for me. So we're going to go back tomorrow and pull it and try it out. You know, the case is a little different than mine, but through the research that we've looked at, everything seems to be fine. So we're gonna give it a shot. You know, the worst that can happen is really that it won't work. And I'll have to just do the dance again. That's why I mentioned into a live stream before, I call it the pick and pull dance, because sometimes you can get one that works, sometimes you can get one that doesn't, you know. But in the end, we'll get it to work regardless. I don't think a lot of people realize that eventually, sorry, I was trying to hold you guys there. I don't think that a lot of you guys realize that eventually I am going to be changing the entire drivetrain in this van to something else to avoid this problem in the future. I'm not a big fan of the transmission style that's in here. I'm gonna try not to give away too much, but we are gonna be changing up the drivetrain a lot in this van in the future. But I need to be able to fund that, and that costs a lot of money. So that's a future thing for once I can get back to work. This transmission, the used transmission I'm trying to switch out to, is just to get the van rolling enough so I can get back and forth to work for summer, get back rolling, and then be able to fund that swap during the summer, hopefully. But yeah, that's the future goals for it, you know. I'm gonna build the engine for it, the transmission that I will swap into the van in the future. We will rebuild that transmission. Oh my god, it's a bee. And also we will, you know, get the rear end switched out as well, because this one's on drum brakes and I'd really like to convert to calipers. There's no real performance difference that I can think of, especially on a van this size. If anything, drum brakes might be better, but with me wanting to go to bigger rims in the future, I think the calipers would be, you know, a little bit nicer to look at. But yeah, one other thing I did want to mention as well is that this Redodo battery, or Redodo, or however you choose to say it, all I know is this puppy works. So my van currently, as you guys know, is basically torn apart and a mess because I'm in the middle of building my van. I did stop building so that I can focus on this transmission issue, leaving my van in a complete mess. We will get to that eventually, but I have the Redodo battery set up here temporarily. These alligator clips are simply just for my inverter. They're not for the battery setup itself. I have wires 4 gauge hooking up to my 30 amp Renogy charge controller right here. And I have a solar panel up today because this thing finally tapped out and my inverter beeped at me because it was low voltage. I haven't started my van in days. I think it's like 2-3 days. I've been running Starlink, as you see here. I've been charging my laptop, my phones, and all my devices. That takes power, man. And this thing has been keeping up like crazy. Like for the first day, I was even looking at Mr. Blur and Chris like, dude, I can't affect this thing. So I left Starlink on and we're trying to test on it. So far, it is outperforming itself like crazy. For example, in the front here, I have 2 Renogy 100 amp hour batteries, totaling to 200 amp hours. But the Redodo 200 amp hour totally outperforms those two because it's lithium. You can drain them down a little more, you can bring them up a little higher, and all that fun stuff. We will dig more into that into the future with a full-on review and proper install once I can get the desk built out of wood and not cardboard. That's basically what I'm holding out for. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. Thank you again for helping me out with the battery redo. It is awesome and really working great. If anybody would like a 5% discount code, you can hit the link in the description and just punch that little code in. You can save yourself a little bit of dollars and let them know that this video is working, you know. Anyway, on that note, we're going to be going back to pick and pull again tomorrow. That will be in another video, but I appreciate you guys all watching this one. A few have asked for shorter videos, so I am trying, you know. But in the end, when we go to get that transmission and put it in this van, when I go to pull this van's transmission out, I'll make that one full video, and hopefully we can move past the transmission series and get back into actually building the van. And until next time, you guys, remember, never give up on living life, because life is the most precious thing we have. See you guys in the next one.